Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and we're gonna do another week in the life of like we've been doing pretty much all summer. They seem to be fairly well received, so we're gonna do it again. This is all the stuff we used to think was kind of mundane, and then realized that we are not normal people, and this is all kind of interesting, I think, to most. So this week I have a bunch going on. The weather is kind of forecasted crappy. There's supposed to be a hurricane coming in. I don't know if we're gonna get to do some car events. The local Boyertown Auto Museum has a ice cream and cars cruise-in we're hoping to go to if the weather doesn't ruin that. We're gonna try and test drive some cars. Most of the I'm gonna get the green 32 back in the shop. We're gonna be working on taillights, hopefully maybe jump into working on the dashboard modifications. We got a 32B engine we need to run for our buddy Ben that wants to buy that. And then we got a V8 engine, Mercury engine that's been sitting for years. A friend asked us to check out and see if we could get it running. And then all the other normal madness. We're trying to clean up the garage, the new building this week with all of the stuff we got in that Model A estate in New England. We still are going through and trying to organize that. We're hoping by the end of the week to have all that stuff organized and the building kind of under control so that the following week we could start moving our inventory from the next building. That's the unrealistic goal for this week, and we'll see what other wrenches get thrown into the works. And as always, we're just gonna take you guys along for the ride. So let's get started.
All right, it is Monday afternoon. We've been hard at work. Ryan's been bringing stuff down the elevator all day. So what we've been working on is next week, we're gonna be moving stuff to the new building. So this is just some of the stuff that needs to be gone through. There's stuff from the Packard stuff that we bought last fall. This is stuff from where the 38 came from. This is stuff from Minnesota where we bought all the speed equipment. This is stock stuff down here. So as you can see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pallets down that we need to go through. There's probably another, 10 upstairs. So we got a lot of parts we haven't even touched yet. So Ryan's gonna work probably Monday next week and get the rest of it down. That way on Tuesday, when we have a box truck, it's all down here. It's just from here to the dock and we're off to the races. What I've been working on is I shipped a ton of stuff. I'm on vacation the rest of the week, Wednesday on, so I'm trying to get everything shipped out. Today, there was like 30 items, but I need to put this in the truck. This is the original 4-cylinder that was in the 32.5 window that's in the shop. We have a customer that's interested in it, so hopefully this is the last engine. I said that last time I put an engine in. Hopefully this is the last engine going in the truck. So I'm gonna get the engine hoist out one last time, put this in the bed, take it to the shop for Steve to tinker with, look at some stuff. We need an updraft carb for it. I didn't realize there was not one on it. And we need some distributor parts. The rotor is here, but the other half of the cap is missing. So we gotta do some digging for some parts to finish that off. But let's get this in the truck, back to the shop. All right, so I got the engine loaded. We're upstairs here. As you can see, all this is nice and empty now. This is all the wrapped up pallets. he started taking down some of the stuff that was already on the shelves down. And then I had him at the end of the day, he's been organizing by lot. So we have these random pallets I've been going through, but I'm only a one-person machine, so we have these random pallets that we need to just wrap up so they stay organized, so when we get them to the new building, we know where they came from. So we started on, he's got these two to finish up, and then we have a bunch of stuff left over still from Minnesota because I've been selling a bunch of the gauges and stuff like that. So we got these couple cabinets, this pallet, this cart, and then all these engines. And there was actually 6 pallets here that he combined into 2, just random stuff that I've been slowly picking through, but it's hard to get through all of it. So continue to just make pallets of the estates. So when we move them, we can label them, go through them, that kind of stuff. This area is pretty empty. I have a few over there. That's from where we got the Lincoln Continental and 39. We got 2 or 3 pallets from there. Slowly chipping away, trying to keep it organized. Probably what will happen is we'll move all of our organized parts and some of the wrapped up pallets. Some of these straggler pallets will just stay behind until maybe right before Hershey, and we'll move a bunch of it because there's just so much. We have to be able to put it away before we take it there. So slowly chipping away. Another fun day here at the warehouse. Oh, and I am taking a box load of garnish to the new shop because a bunch of this stuff is labeled, like what it fits. So I have a pile of garnish from New Hampshire, from that Model A estate. I need to figure out what it fits. When they're all laying together, they look the same. Having known garnish will help me big time. So I'm gonna take this over, and tomorrow I'm gonna tackle the pile of garnish, which is very daunting, but making progress. Looks empty up here.
Yeah, but for now we're just checking the ignition, so we need to
Hook that up.
just so we can clamp to it. That's all. So we need something to open the points with. You might want to get like a longer screwdriver. You can.
Start this one else.
Usually it sparks. Go ahead and see if you can get it there. Oop. Yeah, it's working. There you go.
Sparking there too.
Yep, that's what we want. So when you open the points up, it should spark. Yep, so we're good. Or was it not?
Is it just a screwdriver? Maybe not.
Yeah, you might need to clean it better. Get something.
That's what I thought.
Something better to so you're not arcing it. Nope. So you need to follow the points better.
Is it the points or is it in this piece?
I would guess it's the points usually.
All right, it's closed now, so I can.
But that's good. At least you ArcNet told us that the condenser, the coil, all that stuff's good. So we should be able to get some actual spark out of it. All right, so we got spark by opening the points up. So now we're going to test our starter here and see. Everything clear. Oh yeah, starter works good. Spins nice and fast on 12 volt. Okay, so now we will hook our unknown carburetor up and hook some, well, maybe we'll spray some stuff to see if it coughs, but we'll hook that carburetor up. We got to use some of our cobbled together plug wire pieces and see what happens. Yeah, because that's the idle screw there, so that's... Ready?
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
That was quick. I think we should put fuel in it now.
All right, yes,
You're right. And that's what we needed to see. Boom! It smells like it fired on that stuff. That stuff's so stinky. Need a flathead. I like all the crap that's been throwing out the.
Is that like
Probably some sort of animal.
acorns or?
Yeah, something. All right, so we got fuel. I'll do some spray to try and get at the pool,
Yeah.
and then. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't like that. That's not making.
That's literally like.
It's not making happy noises.
Yeah, but like that's a carburetor we pulled off the shelf that came out of New Hampshire. On the guys, we randomly pulled one of 100 carburetors. Like, yeah, this one looks all right.
Holy smokes, man! That is.
And it idled right away.
Yeah.
No
You see,
adjustment.
there was bits of acorn coming.
I know, and I saw
fire.
the sparks. It was igniting some of the like acorn bits.
Yeah.
All right, so Evan and I got this thing running, and it ran pretty darn good. Well, we always pretty much, for most of our engines, we have a waiting list. So this B engine, our buddy Ben actually said he was looking for one, so we're giving him first shot, so we wanted to run it, make sure it was good. So we ran that, we'll send that to him, and if he passes, then we'll put it up for sale online, but more than likely he'll take it because it's a good engine. And yeah, so this thing ran for 12 or 15 minutes, 90 some degree weather, super humid, and didn't overheat or do anything crazy. So, and surprisingly, with all the cobbled together stuff, it ran really well. This was the coil that was on it and ballast resistor, and this is the carburetor that we just grabbed out of the bin of 100 carburetors from New Hampshire, among everything else. So that's good. We're gonna take that off the stand, and then we over here, Mike's been working on getting the 32 stuff put away.
We have one box of very random smalls left.
Oh, and I got the taillights on.
Oh yeah.
Pretty productive day. Got the taillights on for an upcoming video on the, or maybe that'll be out before this, but
Yes, it will.
we got the taillights on that, so that's looking great. It's
Shot
been
podcast.
shot a podcast. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. It's been Florida weather, so it's been like, it's really dark and 100% humidity and raining, pouring, and then the sun comes out 5 minutes later. It's
I
not
don't know how much
fun.
we'll be able to see in here. It's kind of dark.
Getting a little dark in here, but Mike's been getting a lot of this stuff under control. He's getting a vacation, boo. So he's gone for the rest of the week. We're gonna work on continuing to clean up all this stuff. We have our helper Ryan coming tomorrow, and he's gonna be doing some, cutting some pallets and stuff like that. Continuing to do that and putting shelving up. And normally it's not this dark, but because of the storm, it's very dark in here. So
Hopefully next week we can start bringing pallets back.
yeah, next week in the life of hopefully will be us bringing pallets back and putting stuff in here.
Dreading that day.
That'll be fine. So that's what we have going on for Tuesday, and
You guys have a good week. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go relax the rest of the
yeah, enjoy it. Have fun.
There we go. That's it. We got it. Let's see if it cranks over anyhow. See if we get oil pressure real quick.
Do you want to see if it's going to come out, or you have a gauge hooked up?
I don't have a gauge hooked up.
It'll come out that hose that's ripped off.
If it works, yep.
Not yet. It might take a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one knows when the last time this thing ran was. That's the first time it's cranked over. I'm going to say it at least 2 or 3 decades. Yeah. Yep. Pressure.
Yeah, now you will.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Get. That is 110 pounds, 112 pounds.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
110 he said on that one.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah, it is.
Mystery engine. Any mystery engine that has over 100 is.
Mm-hmm. £110.
How many are? 3 of them are low?
We have 4 at 110 pounds, and the other 4 are 75, 75, 70, and 85.
Look at this shit. That's gonna be the freak. Wow.
And polished too?
Yeah. Black background.
That was a
Okay.
kick. Hey, now it gets water.
Say the mark. right, so it is Thursday? Thursday. Mike left us, so we're left to our own devices.
We don't know what to do.
Yeah, we don't know what to do. So, moved a bunch of cars around. My driveway is finally, they repaved my road finally after the machine broke. I think it sat next to my driveway for 2 weeks. So, we were able to jockey cars around. The 38 sat so low, we couldn't get it in with that big bump. So I got that upstairs. That's pretty much good for test driving. We're in the middle of doing some dash work to the green 32, so that's just sitting in here. You guys, give you a little sneak peek. Yesterday I did the scary part of hole sawing, drilling these holes out for the gauges in this Pierce Arrow style panel. So I'll be working on that probably over the weekend some. I don't know if I'm going to work on it this week anymore or not. But the other thing we have going is the guy that did my excavation is also a car guy. So he has a lot of cars, like all of us, and he has a 32 pickup. He bought this old hot rod Mercury engine from a guy he knew that's passed away now, and he's had it sitting for, I don't know, I think he said 30 years or something in his garage, and it was sitting in that guy's garage for years. Same old story. Pretty sweet engine though. We looked it over. It actually had it had progressive carbs, 3.2 setup, the Settlebrock setup with Hollies. We are just trying to, he wants to know what the engine's like because he's never run it, and he's not really a Flathead guy. So we just put our stock intake on with a rebuilt carb so we can we'll tune it in. It's got Fenton heads on it. It's got a Mallory dual point ignition system, which is good because it got rid of the crappy stock one. Yeah, we don't know what it has for a cam. We're pretty sure it's a Mercury engine, so it's probably going to have the 4-inch stroke in it. So basically, Steve fiddled with this a little bit yesterday, cleaned some stuff up. He got it to fire on just spraying a little bit of spray in it. The cylinders wasn't it odd for the compression? We were getting...
Yeah, 4 of them were at 110 pounds, and the other 4 were between 70 and 85. So it's not terribly off, but a little off.
A little low on some of them, but normally we wouldn't think anything of that if they were all like 85, 75, 70, but the 110 is like a fresh engine.
Yeah, that's a real good pressure. But I mean, I sprayed oil in the cylinders, so that
probably helped.
Run it and check it again.
Yeah, so we're not sure. He did see a couple spark plugs. It looked like it might have been burning a little bit of oil, but it's always hard to tell what was going on the last time it ran. It might have been way too rich and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to run it with water in it like we always do and do our normal test. Run it for 10-15 minutes and see if it spikes on one side of the engine or does anything weird. And then check the oil pressure. I think you said the oil pressure just cranking was...
Right up to 40 pounds. It came right up, so the oil pressure's good.
Yeah, oil pressure should be good, but as always, sometimes these engines, we run them, and after they get hot, the oil pressure goes down to single digits. So we want to just check all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do today, is run this. Probably going to have to fiddle with the carburetor a little bit, because if this is a hot engine with a camshaft, that single carburetor was running a stock engine last week, and we'll see what happens. So see if we can get this running and see how it does.
There we go. Shooting stuff out there. Smoking like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been running. Wow.
Put the stamp on it. It's a good one.
All right, so you guys heard, we ran this thing for a while. So this, our friend Lynn, he, like I said, had gotten this I don't know, 20, 30 years ago or something. I don't know how many years, so quite a while. Sat in his garage. He didn't know anything about it. He bought it kind of on the folklore that it was a good engine. And it is a really good engine, it seems like. It ran super cool. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's, you see still, even with the heat soaking here, it barely got up to 140 degrees idling it for 15 minutes. So that's pretty incredible for a Flathead. It is a lot cooler today, I will say that. When we ran the banger earlier this week, it was like 90 degrees and 90% humidity. Today it's 2 days later is what? 70 some, low 70s, and still humid, but not nearly as humid as before. So this definitely this is an ideal day for a Flathead. But it did very well. So still had a little bit of, it needs some tune-up stuff. We heard a little bit of missing here and there that we just literally threw the plugs back in. Did you even clean them?
I cleaned them.
Oh, you did clean them?
I just brake cleaned them off and blew them off.
Better than I would have done. So, so yeah, so that's all together. So we got another good running engine. We'll see what he wants to do. We may just to help him out, re-gasket it and get the distributor redone and some of that stuff, just so it's all ready to go in his vehicles when he's ready. These old Taiwanese chrome water necks were leaking like a sieve. We wondered why there was a ton of blue silicone around it when we took them all. When Steve took them off, he put them back together with, he filed them a little bit and put them back together with a little bit of silicone.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
And it just was pouring out, so he had to goop it up. So it definitely needs new water necks, that's for sure. But otherwise, everything else was pretty darn good on this thing. All right, so it's Friday. Unfortunately, we had a hurricane or tropical storm that's come in, and it's been raining for on and off pretty good for like 3 days now. Ruined a little bit of our car fun that we normally get during the week, so didn't get to drive a lot of cars. Yesterday was supposed to be my local Boyertown Antique Auto Museum. They normally have an ice cream social type deal where they have old cars and ice cream trucks and food trucks. Of course, it was crazy raining, so that did not happen. But today's Friday. We got a lot done yesterday. Typical trials and tribulations of having a lot going on at once. So number one bad thing that happened is my not ancient, but kind of old garage door stopped working. Unfortunately, we think a start capacitor went bad, so I got to order one of them. So we've been putting the door up and down by hand and locking it manually. The Roadster, I'm actually going to take a break because I just need some time to by myself sit and file everything. I got this gauge panel cut and sitting on here, so I can start doing that. Some of the parts we pulled out of the Roadster, we already have people that are kind of been asking for that stuff, so we're going to give them first shot. And I'll show you next door what our goal is. So Mike's been off. He's been trying to tackle a lot of the madness over here. So what Ryan, Steve, and nephew Evan and myself were working on yesterday was getting a lot of the stuff from our New Hampshire Model A pick put away. And this big pile here was our consignment pile. We pretty much got most of that put away other than some heavy stuff that's sitting there and some wheels. We just got a little bit of stuff back here. So my goal by the end of this week or today is to get the last of this stuff at least put away. We're planning next week to start bringing pallets over of inventory and start putting the stuff in its home. But Ryan did a great job, and he cut all these pallets, almost all of them, that we used for racking and shelving here. And yes, I know the lights suck. We're working on getting electricity run, and right now we're just running on extension cords, so which is fine, but doing what we can. So we're gonna get busy and try and get the last of this Model A parts hoard stuff put away and in its home in the new building. All right, so we'll show you guys kind of the fun / hard part of this. Is we were just going through, we had a pile of roadster and touring car irons, bows, all kinds of stuff we've been trying to tackle, and we were going through all of it and figuring out what it was and write it down, but there's always little treasures. So this here, mixed in with everything else, I didn't think anything of it, and I put this pile on the table and started seeing old writing, 32 touring. So then I looked at the brackets and saw there's a B part number on it, which tells us it's 32 most times. and this is a set of the bars that kind of go over the door, top of the door, and these are the like cast or forged pieces that would go on top of the windshield stanchions. So pretty hard to find parts. That's a little treasure for myself. And you can see the Model A. There's a Model A one here that looks, you know, when everything's laying in a pile, looks about the same. It's got a little A part number on it. So try and go through and at least determine if the stuff, like some of this stuff is literally like scrap metal. This has been welded and goober welded and cut and destroyed. Some of these pieces are savable, but not all of them. So we try to save as much as we can, but some's junk. But every now and then I get a little treasure here. So we got these couple pieces to set aside. My keep pile is very small right now, which is nice. Hi, buddy. You were such a good help.
Too bad it's broken. Damn it.
What is it?
Looks like a vacuum gauge. Yep. Oil and spark tester.
But it's still broken.
Well, the needle. Yeah, the needle's left on it, unfortunately. Oh, geez.
The face. I remember that tool. The face fell off on me too.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually remember that.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's one of those vacuums. We got.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, another one of those. Yep.
There's a place for them upstairs. We can just put it with all the.
See a picture of it, or?
I think I listed one for sale already.
What do you mean? Put some paper here.
Yeah, all brand new. It runs off the car engine vacuum.
What's this one?
That's all the like pieces, the vacuum fittings and stuff.
Oh, there's a whole thing of tools.
Oh, is it?
Pullers and such.
Oh, I forgot about that, man. Okay, that might be another day.
Yep.
Just to get stuff put away. So you know where the tools are?
Yep.
Just put it on the, just here, right on the top. There was a point where we didn't have hardly any Model A parts for a
There was
minute.
a point where you didn't want Model A parts.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean, they used to pass on them.
depends on what it was.
Right. Yeah, other than
This
good
is
stuff.
Yeah, this is What's up, buddy? I think we should hang this sign today too. Yeah. Let me just get set up here.
Yep.
You want to just hold it there? I'll grab.
Yeah, I got it.
We're gonna have to either stand it up or pick it up over the railing, or
Can you get it up over the railing for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, we can do that.
or just let me get on the other side of it.
Yep.
There we go. Let's go on Steve's side. Ouch.
How high do you want it? Even with this 2x4?
Yeah, I would say go up. Yeah.
Or to that one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Oh, luckily this is not a piece of 3/4.
Ready?
Yeah, sink one there and then we can level it.
Well, if I'm leveling it on the beam, Evan, you want to stand back and see? I can hold this if you both want to stand back. I got it.
Yeah.
Just tell me if it's.
Yeah,
Or do you think it needs to go up high?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I think that's good.
That looks good?
Bring your end down just a hair.
Right there?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like a literal hair, yeah.
It did go down, so.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
It's your pre-existing.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Beauty.
Oh, maybe just put.
Yeah, maybe one or two more nails.
Yeah, just
Screws.
Just in case somebody bumps it. see it.
Yeah, that dresses it up nice.
First sign hung.
Right.
Take a look around here. Give it a month or two. Or next spring, once we start hanging signs.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be. All right, so I got a lot of work done on that dashboard. I have a little bit more to do this weekend to finish that video up, but it's going pretty well. The stressful part of drilling all the holes on that insert is done. The rest is just a lot of filing and fitting and drilling some holes and doing some cutting. So hopefully I'll get that done over the weekend when everybody's kind of gone. The big thing that we got done is while Mike was away, Ryan, Steve, and myself, we got the building under control and got pretty much all that Model A stuff put away, and we finally got Big Red back inside for like the second time since we had the building. It probably is going to be outside again very soon, but I wanted to park it inside. But most importantly, this is all.
You guys even swept in here, it looks like.
Yeah, Steve swept. It's kind of crazy. So basically, I had a surprise visit today at the end of the day. Our buddy Jeff, that does the Woodies that you guys saw, Jeff Eagle, he stopped by with some of those pieces for the Marshman supercharger. So we're gonna have a full video on that coming up soon, but we'll show you here in a bit a couple sneak peeks of that. But basically he came while he and I were talking. Steve got this all swept up, looking good. Got the forklift kind of back out of the way. We got some shelves up top out of the way, and now we are set up so that next week we can work on getting pallets here. So now that we have kind of an infrastructure in, Ryan kicked butt on getting all these pallets. Every shelf has a pallet that is cut down to size and is actually the shelf. And the reason we did that is money. We could have bought wire racks, but they were what, like
$12 a rack.
$12 a rack, and each rack needed three, and we have a lot of racks. So when we calculated it all, it was thousands and thousands of dollars, and we have like an unlimited supply of free pallets at the warehouse that people have left behind as they've been moving out. So we chose to do that, and Ryan was able to get that done. So kudos to Ryan for doing the not fun work the past like 2-3 weeks, something like that, for a while now. So again, next week the plan is we're going to rent a box truck, and we're just going to be running in a day, just make as many runs as we can, getting pallets offloaded. Ryan and Mike worked on getting a lot of those pallets packed and wrapped and all that stuff, so we can hopefully move the stuff here, put it at the shelf that it needs to go at, and then it can go right on the shelf, and everything will is already kind of pre-organized, so to speak. So we're
loosely
pre-organized. So that's all we have for this week. Again, very eventful, a lot getting done. Not as much car stuff this week with the weather, but we still were able to get a lot of fun stuff done and productive stuff done. So thanks guys for following along. Catch you later. Right. But this is super cool to see the process, because I am.
And just so everybody understands, the nose, this was something that I reversed engineered from drawings, and you had loaned me the supercharger. Probably 100 people walked through my shop and didn't know it was under my desk.
Good.
Last 3 months.
Super secret.
This one, an engineer that I work with, Tom, he and we scanned this, and then Tom printed it for me.
Nice.
So that's, again, this needs a little more work because we need to go back into software, add some material in different places to make it so that we can cast it and then machine it. And then the body, that was developed basically off of your snout and your rear mount. I started modeling that, and I took some liberties. I didn't delete the bosses that Marshman did not carry through. So they knocked that off and added their logo in the middle. I just left it because I know this is iteration number 1.